Friendships are the family we make, not the one we inherit. I've always been someone to whom friendship, elective affinities, is as important as family. My first experiences of academic friendship made me smile in after years when I looked back on them, but my circle of acquaintances had gradually grown so large that it was only natural new friendships should grow out of it. The path of social advancement is, and must be, strewn with broken friendships. Among young people, often a key factor in them committing suicide is the trauma of transient relationships. They throw themselves into a friendship or network of friendships, then it collapses and they're desolate. Friendships begun in this world will be taken up again, never to be broken off. Marriage is generally based on more equality and deeper friendship than in the past, but even so, it is hard for it to compensate for the way that work has devoured time once spent cultivating friendships. Secretly, I'm in awe of Broadway performers. I would love to perform at that level. I love the exchange with the audience. I love being able to sing and dance to express your emotions and the community and friendships that are formed when working on a theater piece. The worst solitude is to have no real friendships. Never make friends with people who are above or below you in status. Such friendships will never give you any happiness. Family and friends and faith are the most important things in your life, and you should be building friendships. One of my best friendships dwindled in the pub business. We still talk. But it challenged that friendship too much, and that taught me to go into football and find people that I can have good relations with but without being overly friendly. We usually think of improving our life by adding stuff, like more things, more success, more friends. I think the starting place should be removing stuff. Try a month without Instagram, try a week without looking at fashion pictures. See how that affects your life, your friendships, and your ability to focus on other things. I'd rather trust 9 people and have the 10th one stab me in the back. I'd take that fall in order to have those 9 friendships or working relationships instead of having none. That's not living. There will never be a replacement for that ongoing physical contact. But I don't think blogging is meant to replace the face-to-face of friendships and meetings. Blogging is a way to keep in touch with a larger group of people on an ongoing basis, in a more efficient way. So I really did stop and change what I saw I was about, and really try to put that principle into play as the center of everything: my friendships, my marriage, my career, my family, my way of being in the world. And that changed everything for me. Your most important friendships should be with your own brothers and sisters and with your father and mother. Love your family. Be loyal to them. Have a genuine concern for your brothers and sisters. The biggest lesson from Africa was that life's joys come mostly from relationships and friendships, not from material things. I saw time and again how much fun Africans had with their families and friends, and on the sports fields, they laughed all the time. Few friendships would survive if each one knew what his friend says of him behind his back. It's love. It's 2 men, 2 strong, very virile men, finding that space in life where they can let go enough of their masculinity to feel the passion of love and respect and trust. Friendships are based on those things, and you seal it with a kiss. It's such a joy to be able to have friendships free from worry. It's so lovely to live without fear. Teamwork can build friendships that last a lifetime. Happiness is determined by factors like your health, your family relationships and friendships, and above all by feeling that you are in control of how you spend your time. I think I deal with my anger toward my relationship or about my relationship or about my friendships or my family. I deal with it on stage in a passive-aggressive way. And that can be very harmful if it gets back to them, which it always does. The games are just a nice, positive way to build friendships, camaraderie and, of course, self-esteem. Plus, the games are a great opportunity for people to participate in sports who normally wouldn't. Reading the script for Jennifer's Body, I just thought that here was a script that really exposes the horror between girls and friendships. I always sort of approached the film with that in mind first, and then thought about the crazy ways that that horror would express itself. Female friendship. I think you have friendships that come and go, and then there are ones that the girl becomes a part of your bones. Acting in anger and hatred throughout my life, I frequently precipitated what I feared most, the loss of friendships and the need to rely upon the very people I'd abused. Family and friendships are 2 of the greatest facilitators of happiness. Nowadays nothing but money counts. A fortune brings honors, friendships, the poor man everywhere lies low. Talk is by far the most accessible of pleasures. It costs nothing in money, it is all profit, it completes our education, founds and fosters our friendships, and can be enjoyed at any age and in almost any state of health. Jesus said, "Greater things of these you shall do." Become a peace builder, a bridge builder, not a destroyer, and the way you do that is through friendships and relationships, and through authentic character. But it's amazing how many people think that gay men should slink off into the shadows when it comes to having friendships with children. It is very important to have deep friendships of the opposite sex to learn so much about yourself and what you need as a human. I couldn't, and I wouldn't have the long-term friendships and continued loyalty from so many reputable people if I'd mistreated my actors of any age, especially minors. Networking is all about connecting with people, but then again, isn't that what life is about? The more time you can find to get out of the office and build true friendships, the farther your startup will go. Entrepreneurs need to remember to spend as much time working on their business as they do in their business. Mary Tyler Moore was a working woman whose storylines were not always about dating and men. They were about work friendships and relationships, which is what I feel my adult life has mostly been about. Friendships that have stood the test of time and change are surely best. Being a teenager is an amazing time and a hard time. It's when you make your best friends. I have girls who will never leave my heart and I still talk to. You get the best and the worst as a teen. You have the best friendships and the worst heartbreaks. Friendships are fragile things, and require as much handling as any other fragile and precious thing. When we're talking about friendships, generosity and fairness and equanimity and sharing and all those things are super important to me. Everything we do is for the purpose of altering consciousness. We form friendships so that we can feel certain emotions, like love, and avoid others, like loneliness. We eat specific foods to enjoy their fleeting presence on our tongues. We read for the pleasure of thinking another person's thoughts. Life is to be fortified by many friendships. To love and to be loved is the greatest happiness of existence. Friendships in childhood are usually a matter of chance, whereas in adolescence they are most often a matter of choice. It is one thing to train officers on fighting crime. It is a whole other thing to train them to build friendships and relationships, which are integral to fighting crime. This takes time, effort, and patience on the part of police officers. We invest less in our friendships and expect more of friends than any other relationship. We spend days working out where to book for a romantic dinner, weeks wondering how to celebrate a partner or parent's birthday, and seconds forgetting a friend's important anniversary. I enjoyed being involved in team sports and making close friendships. Perhaps the most delightful friendships are those in which there is much agreement, much disputation, and yet more personal liking. That's always the biggest thing, especially in the secondary, is building not just communication and everything but friendships and bonds of off-the-field stuff and things like that. I boldly assert, in fact I think I know, that a lot of friendships and connections absolutely depend upon a sort of shared language, or slang. Not necessarily designed to exclude others, this can establish a certain comedy and, even after a long absence, re-establish it in a second. I said, wouldn't it be nice, instead of having these women fight with each other over men, which seems to be more of a cliché, wouldn't it be wonderful if they were the true comrades and it took these men much more time to infiltrate their friendships? Visit our website for more quotes, quoting.com.